Welcome, good people. Come on around. Welcome to my world. As you're joining, even for you that are in the replay, go ahead and share this with somebody. And be sure to comment and let me know where you are watching from. That would be really cool to know. So I love to hear that from you guys. All right. I'm getting something set up here. I'll be playing in just a second. Bless you. Who's that? Jashawn and Adamir. What's up, man? Hopefully y'all are well this morning. Oh yeah, good morning to you. Good morning. I'm trying to find a section in this song where I'm supposed to be playing it here. I'm supposed to be kind of going through this section. All right, and let me make sure it's ending in the right place. Okay, Brazil, I see you. So yeah, go ahead and share this with somebody as y'all are jumping on. I'm gonna play around a little bit. Bless you from. Okay, spiritual believers, man. Some quartet folks in the house. Yes, sir. All about that quartet. All right. All right, so what I'm doing is we're giving people time to wake up and get on with us this morning. And like I said, continue to share this if you will. Very good morning from South Africa. Yo, what's up? South Africa in the building. I'm going to play around with this tune of mine. This is actually from my Nathaniel. What's up, dude? This is actually from my project with my band, Jermaine Morgan, the Jermaine Morgan band, Dreams Work Reality. I actually put, while I'm thinking about it, I put a post up. I don't know if you guys are following me on social media. What's up, man? Who is that? Daddy? Australia, I see you. We got Australia in the house. We got Brazil. We got South Africa. Y'all are in here this morning. So I did this record and I put a post up yesterday for you guys that actually have the album to screenshot it and to tag me on Facebook. I was posting it. I think, of course, a lot of people don't see my posts on Facebook and Instagram as well. J Morgan Bass on Instagram. So if you have the album or any of my music for that matter, be sure to post it, screenshot it, post it, and tag me either on Facebook or on YouTube. Good morning to you. All right, so I'm playing through the song from the album called Quick Getaway. I'm going to be kind of going through the solo section, and then we'll go and I'll play through the first song. France is in the building this morning. What's up, Christoph? Roanoke, Virginia, I see you. Contact me on Facebook at Jashawn Dawkins. Yeah, just send me a inbox, Jashawn, because I can't make no promise that I'll be able to jump off and do that. Once I finish here, I got a pretty solid schedule today as well. So yeah, just shoot me something. Omar, I see you. Wake my fingers up before I play this song. So I seen a comment and I kind of read it, but I kind of didn't. All right, so CeeLo, you said, is there a certain concept you're using or working around while running around like that? To be honest, man, I try not to think. If that makes any sense, I try not to think while I'm playing, because if I start thinking a lot while I'm playing, it generally throws me off. Um, you can hear, now I will say this, you can hear, if I were to go back and analyze it, you can hear a lot of what Chris was saying there. You can hear a lot of the modes. You can hear, major and minor, a lot of major pentatonic, stuff that's happening there. I'm building off the chord changes. Once I understand where the chords are going, it's more like singing. When a person sings, I don't think they're thinking scales and any of that stuff. They just sing how they sing. Part of this broadcast today talking about being yourself. When you're being yourself, it's like whatever happens, that's what comes out, And for me, that's the language, or that's the melody that I'm hearing as I'm over that solo section. That particular song, when we were recording it, the the band we were all together recording the song, because the way I normally do my song. What's up, man? The way I normally do my songs, especially for this particular album, is I record the structure and everything, and I send it out to the band members, and they listen to it, and and they put their take on it when we all come together. As far as how this record went down, everybody put their own interpretation of what I had as far as the structure. But when we started recording this song and we were playing through it together, that solo section just started morphing into something else, because it was what I was hearing in the moment. And I went with what was going on in the moment, as opposed to try to overthink it, or saying, okay, I'm playing this particular chord here. That it's like I try not to think about all that stuff. So the short version of your answer is, try to be as free as possible. Be aware, but try to be, I see you, South Korea, try to be as free as possible when you're playing, so that your thoughts doesn't get in the way of the music. If that's an acceptable answer for you. I'm trying to keep my hand out of the screen here. Love the tone you're getting out of that bass. Low end sounds phenomenal. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. So yeah, again, I'm playing through this, and if I can be analytical, y'all know me, I'm not gonna get real deep with the theory thing as it relates to this, but it's going back and forth from so we're just going back from the 2. We're in the key of C. All right, so let's see here. Oh wow, I'm about to run out of tracks on my looper. That's so good. All right, so let's see if I got an open track here. Ah, doggone it, messed up. It happens from time to time on the looper. Let's try it again. Not clean, but you get the idea. So yeah, that's gonna annoy me, so I'll just do it with the track. All right. So you hear how the chords are moving? So you just got like a nice little bed that's being laid with the chords there. So for me, when I'm listening, I got all of that stuff to pull from. I got the 2, and then I got the major, C major. Still that same little shape that shows up from the minor. That flat 7 there. So we got D minor, C major, that B flat minor. I'm sorry, the B flat, that flat 7, B flat major. Okay, so I got all 3 of those to pull from, and I'm just hearing chords around, well, hearing melodies around those different chords. So and me, I'm trying to stay away from the root, playing the root every single time and make it sound more like a vocalist. What's the name of the song? The name of this song is "Quick Getaway" from the Jermaine Morgan band DreamWorks Reality album. It's actually the last song on the record. So on this particular record. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. I'm just going through those chords and just seeing what I can hear. Let's see here, without starting on the root. And that'll still work right there. I didn't mean to go. It still would have worked though. So, and what you're doing there is you're allowing even the mistakes to inspire you. As corny as that sounds, still allow the mistakes to inspire. So if I was live and I played that and we were looping that section and I messed up, I would be listening. Okay, how can I reuse that particular thing I played to make it more musical, to not necessarily cover my mess up, but to make the mess up sound more musical. So let's see. See what I'm saying? With that for days, but that's just an idea. Well, one, me warming up my fingers for this song, for that solo section, but just it's a way you can find sections and stuff like that to loop and develop your own ideas, as we'll get in and talk about your ideas. Let me play through this song, and then we'll jump in our little our discussion for today. Everybody good? Y'all mighty quiet on there. I'm not reading all the comments obviously yet, but hopefully everybody's good. Be sure to share this with somebody while you watch. Do you practice, and for how long at a time? Generally in the mornings, I try to do at least first thing in the morning, I try to get an hour in. I'm a family man and entrepreneur and all that stuff as well. So needless to say, I have to have time to do a whole bunch of stuff. Plus, I'm watching my daughter through the day. I know I'm getting you a long version of the answer, but I try to make time. Like I said, first thing in the morning, I try to get at least an hour in. Some days I'm very successful and I get more. Some days I'm not. I have to kind of just pick it up when I can get to it, that kind of thing. But generally, I try to set aside an hour in the mornings after I finish my workout and all that kind of stuff to jump on the bass and just kind of work through some ideas. Lately, I've been kind of going pretty heavy with what's the word I'm looking for, with transcribing material, as well as going back through some of my own songs and exploring some ideas that I've had before that I didn't really fully dig into. It's like it's some stuff that you can play, and you could be playing some really great stuff, but you don't really fully explore the ideas and the possibilities that's within all of the stuff that you're playing. And so that's what I've been doing a lot of lately with my practice. I'll spend time on like one thing and really kind of dig, like this little section here, just kind of really dig into other ways of approaching it and seeing how many things I can come out with. And what I'm doing ultimately, which is going over and over again, is strengthening my muscle memory. So when I do play this song live, I'm not stuck to a particular format, and I can go as far left as I want to go, or something that's in a similar feel to this. I can kind of go as far left as I want to go. I'm not limited to what I did on the record. So yeah, those are some of the things that I kind of work on, or when I practice. But I normally try, hopefully, to get in 2 hours a day. But the older I get and the more responsibility I have, that's a little more difficult. But there are days that I'm able to just get in a few hours, and really kind of grind it out. So overall, it ends up leveling itself out. But there are some days it's just almost next to impossible for me to like really get in here and put my hands on it, just due to things going on. But I try to make a habit of picking up the bass and working through something as much as I can, as often as I can, to answer your question. So I'm gonna play through this song here. Quick Getaway. All right. So that was quick getaway from the Dreams Work Reality album. If y'all don't have that, go get it. Go get it now. Go stream it. Go do something. But yeah, so that's the idea. I seen somebody ask about the bass. Was this a Ken Smith bass? They look very similar. I'm so jealous of your fingers. The speeded. Honestly, I still got a lot of work to do, but we all have a lot of work to do, which brings me to the point of today. Before I get into that, let me see how many comments that I've missed that I didn't answer yet. All right, so okay, I see. CeeLo said, "Would you say re-listening to stuff you've played on in the past, maybe you recording yourself at gigs, is important?" Absolutely, that's definitely important as a musician. I mean, because how else would you grow if you're not hearing, your progression? Like how can you grow? How can you know how far you've come from? I mean, you can kind of have an idea hearing yourself from week to week, but sometimes it's encouraging to hear, especially if you've been putting a lot of practice in and you get that little slump or that time where you feel like, man, I'm just playing the same thing over and over again. It's good to hear some stuff that reminds you that, hey, I'm not tripping. I actually am making progress. Let me put some more light on in here. It actually looks good. The production person in me is coming out. Let me put some more lighting on in here. This is studio, y'all. Y'all get a quick tour. Quick studio tour. I hope I don't run out of signal. But yeah, those are the drum area and all that stuff. Quick tour. All right. All right, so what was I saying? Is that too much light? Might be a little bit too much. So what's up, Tampa, Florida? Shout out from Tampa. When are you going to talk about soloing? That's my biggest flaw. How to make your licks flow and sound musical. Let's see here. Melvin Bell said, "Thank you for the entertainment this morning before work. I really appreciate that. But you give me some ideas about exploring some thoughts in my music." Absolutely, man. Absolutely, no problem. Let's see here. I'm trying to make sure I get all the comments. I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm just trying to make sure I'm reading everybody's comment. Man, I love your tone, bro. That articulation is crazy on that bass. Thank you, sir. Yeah, this bass, it has a great response to it. I think that's everybody so far. So yeah, you talking about the soloing stuff, and I've been actually talking about that a lot lately in the videos where I talk about transcribing. And my latest couple of videos that I put out has been dealing with, kind of building bass lines and also getting more into some of the aspects of solo and creating different things and that kind of thing. And if you want to get a little deeper into those, I'm talking about it more in depth on the monthly membership lessons. If some of my members are on here, you know that we've been talking about that as well. But the thing I wanted to talk about today in particular was being yourself. Just be yourself. I think we as individuals, and I'm not necessarily talking about you as an individual, your personal life, but I'm talking about as it relates to musically. And it could also go to your personal life as well, but this is more so geared towards musicians here. We find it so hard at times to just be us and be honest with who we are as musicians because one, if you've patterned yourself behind your heroes and that kind of thing, or people that you looked up to for years, and you've just kind of been wandering through this whole journey as a musician, it's sometimes a little hard to can you share a link to the bass? I want a 5-string version. I don't have one. I guess you could check out serenebass.com. I didn't actually buy this from Serene. So yeah, let's see here. I'm missing comments. Do you ever get burned out? I feel like in a rut with my playing in general. I know it'd probably be bass in a few days, but I was wondering your experience with this. If you had it. Yep. I think we all, as musicians, from time to time, get burnt out because it's just life. Life happens. Life makes you get burnt out. And again, what I was telling you about the whole idea of recording yourself playing. Sometimes you can be so burnt out you don't even realize how much progress you've made. Um, and so to go back and answer that question I was answering earlier, uh, the whole idea of recording yourself is very good. Recording your practices. Sometimes just turning the camera on. Most everybody now has a camera on their phone, so use it to your advantage. You don't have to go out and buy an expensive DSLR, to record yourself playing, but at least find some type of way to record the stuff that you're doing so you can go back and listen, not necessarily critique it to death. That's important that you do critique so you can see where you need to improve, but just to listen, just to see what you're doing and pay attention and to know thyself. How can you better improve who and what you are if you don't recognize what that is? If you're always playing a song trying to sound like somebody else, or if you're always trying to work on this Marcus Miller type deal, or this Victor Wooten thing, or this Jermaine Morgan thing, or whoever else you listen to, if you're always trying to work on something somebody else has done or something somebody else has perfected, when are you spending any time working on your stuff, on your own original material, on your own ideas? Even if you're not a recording artist, you have something to say. And so taking a camera out, even if you don't post it to social media or YouTube, anything like that, but taking a camera out and documenting your stuff, documenting your progress that you make. So let me give y'all a to-do for the next 6 months. Start documenting, video documenting. If your phone don't have a lot of space, back it up on your computer. Just simply save the videos to your computer, save them somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So start documenting your practices. Pull out the camera. Just like when you're at the height of your practice time, just pull out your camera and start just turn it on. And try not to pay attention to the camera if that's possible. Just go back to whatever you were doing. You might have to fish through about 10 minutes to get something good, but just take that camera out and record. Just record yourself in your element, doing your thing, whatever it is. It doesn't even have to be a song. Do that every day. Do that every day. And, after about a week or so, start going back and watching the videos. Then take time away from them. Don't watch anything. Just record. You might not even want to watch them right away. You might just want to record them, leave them be, and then maybe in a week or two or so. And I am answering your question about the getting burnt out thing too. Maybe in a week or two or a month or so, you go back and listen to the video and the stuff you thought you were doing, because most of the times when we're recording, we're our own worst critics. We're playing stuff, but at the same time, in the back of my mind or in the back of your mind, you're like, man, this sucks. Like, this sounds horrible. But you'll be surprised at what you hear. Yeah, you're gonna probably hear a lot of horrible stuff. I'm not dismissing that. But at the same time, you'll be shocked. There's some jewels. There's some things in there that you may not have noticed. But if you go back and listen and go back and see, I'm getting a lot of notifications on my phone. I'm about to put it on airplane mode or something. But you might go back and notice some different things that have been happening in your playing that you weren't aware of. And not only that, as you're recording yourself, you can start to listen and recognize your thing, whatever that thing is. Because we all, we have the people that we've looked up to, or the things or the songs or the type of grooves. Like, I want to be able to play like Pino, or I want to be able to play like Sheree Reed, or I want to be able to play like Jocko, or whoever your bass hero is. We got that thing that we're always working on to try to sound a little bit more like them, or sound a little bit more like Jameson, or whoever. But there's always an underlying thing that's you. And that's the thing we're after. That's the thing we're trying to really polish, and the thing we're really trying to build up and make stronger. That little thing that we're trying to get away from, that's actually the thing that you should be working the hardest on. So whatever it is at this current stage you do in your playing that probably annoys you, that's you. That's your sound. So the better idea, instead of trying to figure out how can I do this better or how can I do that better in terms of how can I get more ribs, how can I get more licks. What's up, Bruce? Thank you, Daryl. Uh, we should be trying to figure out how can I better improve what I already do. Are there any videos of you playing live in concert? Uh, I'm sure there is. There's a few videos floating around out there. I've posted several on my channel with me playing live with my band. And there's some other stuff that I've done. Like to be honest, it's hard to know who has a camera out and when they have a camera out nowadays when people are filming. But I'm sure there are some things with me playing live. If you're talking about solo wise, a lot of that you'll probably find on my page. But just in general, there's some things floating around out there with me, with the church I used to play at, New Birth I used to play at. There's a lot of footage floating around on YouTube of me playing with the posse years ago, and even recently, as of this year, there's a lot of footage that's out there, as well as stuff with me with Canton Jones when I was traveling with him. That's footage floating around out there of that. It's you just have to look. That's all I can tell you. I don't know where I would kind of direct you. But like I said, the thing about you developing your sound and you being confident in who you are and getting used to that. I put it like this. We all know that feeling when you first heard your voice recorded, what it sounded like to you. If you haven't done it yet, do that. Record yourself talking. And most of y'all got answer machines on your phone, so you know now what you sound like. But you can remember that first time that you heard yourself speak and it came back to your ears and you're like, man, I don't sound like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but after a while, you got used to it. You got comfortable with hearing the sound of your own voice and you embraced it. And you start even like the more like even with me doing these videos and that kind of stuff, it makes me on YouTube, it makes me very, very aware of my tendencies when I talk. It makes me aware of how I sound, how I look, my facial expressions, because I have a camera in front of my face every week, several times a week. So I'm having to be consciously aware of my face and all this kind of stuff. If you go back, if you guys have been following me for a while, you can go back to my videos and you can see the progression of how I've kind of adjusted since I've been online. And it's not because I'm changing, it's just I realized, and I think my wife pointed it out to me in the earlier years. She's like, you don't really show your real personality when you're online. And I'm like, I didn't realize that, because our natural tendency, what I told you earlier, when you start recording yourself, and I'm making a point with this, your natural tendency is to kind of, shrink back a little bit, hold back, try to be polished, try to be, I'm trying to be perfect, and I'm trying to do all this kind of stuff, and I'm trying not to do, what's up, Joel? I think I asked you about your name last week. But I'm trying to present this perfect image. When you pull your camera out, your phone out, you're trying to present this polished image of who you are. And that's not what people connect with. Even when you're playing and you're trying to sound like your biggest hero, you're trying to present this polished image of who you are. But I noticed myself, as I got comfortable, more and more comfortable on camera speaking, because I'm with people that I know, they know I'm crazy with people that I really know. If you don't know me, you probably think I'm quiet. But if it's somebody that I really know, they know I'm silly. And, I like to have a good time. I like to have fun with people that I know. I'm making sure that you know, you know that. So if I'm in an environment and you see me and you don't see anybody around me, I'm probably not going to be talking. I will speak. But when I'm around people that I know and I can relate to, you'll see me kind of let my hair down, so to speak, and have a good time. But it's the same thing when it comes to our playing. When we're in environments that we feel completely comfortable in, that's when who we are, our sound truly comes out. It truly comes out. So if you're in a jam session with people that you grew up playing with since you were a kid, or however long you've been playing, or people that you feel completely 100% comfortable and confident around, you'll probably play stuff that'll run circles around some of the best players when you're in those environments. But the challenge is when you get around people you don't know, or when you're in front of an audience or something like that, you can't get that same thing out. You ever had that time was like, You call up your friend or something like that, and you learn a cool riff or you learn a cool lick or something like that. Man, let me show you this thing I learned. And then once you start showing it to them, you're fumbling. You can't play none of this stuff. It's like, wait a minute, man. 10 minutes ago, you should have heard me because I was ripping and running. I was doing all this stuff, and they're like, yeah, I bet you would. You know. So you got that kind of thing that happens. It's a natural thing that happens with all of us. The more you work on that, the more you address that and attack that thing, that fear. That's what it is. It's fear that's causing you to not find your sound, to not be yourself. And you think you're safer trying to sound like somebody else. When that fear has you in a place where you feel like what you have to offer is inadequate, you will resort to trying to be and sound like somebody else because you think that's more acceptable. But even as we could see in my videos, if you go back and you've been following me for a while, you guys like more of the videos where I'm being me, completely authentically me, rather than being looking and appearing as if I'm timid on camera because I'm trying not to make mistakes. It comes across as you're unsure, you don't know what you're doing, even though you know and you're completely sure of what you're doing. But when you're trying to present this perfect image, you come across to some people as fake or unsure, or we can use tons of descriptive words, but you're the most accepted when you're in your purest, rarest form, like when you're just like let your hair down. So if you could play and take that same mentality as it relates to your playing every single time, and how you do that is keep putting yourself out there. Keep making yourself aware of what your mistakes are, what your tendencies are. When you speak, like me, my natural face is a really relaxed look. My brother-in-law, I remember when me and my wife first started dating, my wife told me that her brother said I look like I'm high all the time. And any of y'all know me, y'all know I don't do any drugs. I don't, never really have. But my normal face, my relaxed look, that's my natural relaxed look. So it's like, if I'm not smiling and if I'm not talking or having a good time or whatever, my natural face look like I'm probably sleepy or look like I'm high or something like that. And so that's the thing. That's just my natural look. That's what it is. And so I had to become more aware of that. The more I started recording myself on camera, I had to become more aware of what other people were receiving from me. To me, I'm cool, I'm fine, and I'm saying stuff like, I'm really excited. Inside, I am really excited, but exterior, people are not experiencing what I'm feeling on the inside because I'm not aware of what I'm showing them. Same thing as it relates to my playing. When I was one of the gigs I had, one of the guys that hired me for the particular gig used to always joke, hey man, I need some more energy out of you. I was having a great time, but my face looked like this. You know what I'm saying? While I'm playing, I had straight poker face. And it's just from my culture where I came from, people weren't really expressive. So it was a natural thing for me to just, I'll be doing my thing, killing, running, and, giving you the baseline, giving you all of it. But my face looked as if I was bored. But that wasn't what I was feeling at all. So that's the thing. You can be doing things that you think I'm just being me. But in essence, you're not being you, because if your natural self in your most relaxed state is like, I'm happy-go-lucky, or I'm like the life of the party, or I'm like the one that's cracking jokes all the time, if that's how you are naturally, then that should come across when you play or when you do your music. And you'll notice the people you connect to the most, you connect to them because they seem like they're authentic. They seem like they are real. They seem like they're giving you them. That's who they are. You know what I'm saying? And if you meet them in person, and if it's don't get me wrong, there are people who figured out how to flip on the artist, how to turn it on and how to turn it off for the sake of entertainment. You know what I'm saying? That's a completely different subject. Because you got artists that I've known over the years who on stage, they are like you think they are just party animals. But when you meet them in person, they're very quiet, they're very reserved, but they know how to turn on and turn off the artistry in order to entertain. I'm not necessarily talking about being an entertainer. I'm talking about how you tap into who you really are, because this should ultimately become, and I said this on last week, this should ultimately become an extension. Whatever you have your hands on, whether I'm playing the bass, whether I'm playing the guitar, the keyboard, or the drums, it should be another extension of me, another extension of my personality. So if my real personality that I want people to know, because nobody wants, I don't think, unless you're a person, you're antisocial. You don't want people to think you're mean. You don't want people to think you're stuck up. You don't want people to think you're boring. You don't want people to think those things about you. So if this is the thing that I'm most passionate about, why would I give that off when I'm speaking to people? I'm bored. I don't care. I don't like this. I don't like you. I don't want to give that off when I'm playing. So the best thing for me to do is be aware of what I am giving off to the people, because at some point, if you are a musician, you're going to have to play for people, and you're going to have to entertain to some degree, even though, especially as church people, we're like, man, we're giving it all to the Lord. We ain't in this for entertainment. And you're not, but you are. And you're still giving it to God. Because the thing about it is, the energy that you're putting out as a musician, you have to be aware that other people are feeding off that energy. And I had a person that tell me a while back, they said, energy is infectious. Energy is infectious. If people see you're having a great time, they see you're enjoying, I don't care what's going on. If enough people see you consistently looking like you're having a great time enjoying, after a while, their little head and shoulders, and they're gonna get to moving, because man, that dude look like he having fun on stage. And that energy is infectious, and before you know it, you're engaged and it's changing. You have to be aware as a musician, especially church musicians. And I say church musicians because that's at my core. You know what I'm saying? That's where I come from. We have to be aware of what we're giving off. You are affecting everybody, and not just church musicians. If you play, because I don't want you guys to feel left out when I say church musicians, you don't play in a church. Don't feel left out when I say that. I'm just referring to people that I know that come from the same background that I do. You have to be aware of what you're giving off. That includes if you're cocky. Now, some people got the opposite of that. They're not necessarily struggling with confidence or struggling with showing a lack of energy and a lack of excitement. Some of y'all are over confident. Some of y'all are over cocky. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all are a little extra. And you have to be aware of that, because that can turn people off. That can make people not want to listen to you, because you come across as like, okay, we get it. You're good. All right, thank you. People can have that kind of vibe from you when they watch you or when they see or hear you perform, especially if you're a person and you got a pretty nice vocabulary and you want to show everybody how nice your vocabulary is every single time you play. People can kind of be over you pretty quickly when that's the vibe you give them consistently. So you have to be aware of those things, and all those things fall in line with being yourself. So let me read some comments here. I don't want to talk too long. Let's see here. Give me just a second. All right. So I think Quanda asks, how do you know when to play a lick? I have a couple of licks that I've come up with, but now my issue is knowing when to play them. Please help. Great question. Please check out my last few videos. I think I've done two or three. No, there's 2 videos that I've done. Not the live videos, but the actual bass lesson videos that I've posted on my channel. Go back and watch those videos. I'm talking about that very thing that you're asking. How do I apply this stuff? Check out that video, and then there's a video right after it. I can't remember the name of the video, but go to my channel. But I'm talking about that, and I think I can better answer that question in that video than I can right now. So be sure to go to my channel after this particular live, and if you have time, and check out that video, and I answer that question that you're asking. I think you'll find exactly what you're looking for. All right. So we got Chuck, Chris, just so right. Joel, yeah, so true. It's best to be ourselves and we can be the best at it. Yep. Can't nobody beat you being you. Um, Chris said, I think there's too much light in your back. The image is a bit foggy. I can adjust the light, man. If that's kind of throwing you guys off, let's take a walk again. Let's go over here and adjust the light one more time. Hopefully I don't drop my base in the process. I didn't see you coming earlier, so let's see here. We'll adjust it down just a little bit. All right. Turn down the lights. No pun intended. All right, so let's see here. I'm gonna try to get through some more of these comments. Hopefully that's a little better. All right. All right, got a backing track randomly playing. Give me just a second here. Yeah, don't worry about it. All right, so let me see the other comments. I guess you were truly being yourself when you live stream or during a gig, just like right now. Absolutely. This is me, being me. Nathaniel Edwards said, "This connects so much. My wife has said the same thing to me. I'm trying to be more honest about my feelings when I play." Now you have to, man, and that's the way that people connect with you. They connect with the real you, or at least what you're feeling at that moment. That's the best way that they can connect with it, when they feel like you're being authentic. And people can sense it. They can tell when you're being authentic and when you're not being authentic. Yes, I can relate to that. Sometimes we look dead while playing, but actually we're really enjoying. I mean, and that's, I was looking at a video on yesterday, and that was Joel said that. I was looking at a video on yesterday. This keyboard player I was watching who was killing, but his face looked like he was mad at somebody because they took his best friend, or they got his order wrong or something like that. But he didn't look too happy, nonetheless. And so that we have to be aware of what we're giving off when we're playing. And for me, it was hard to enjoy what he was playing because his face, and I don't mean like a mad, like I'm concentrating and I'm playing something crazy, because there's a difference. Sometimes people can be intense in their face because they're in the moment and they're having a great time, or they're playing something that might be a little difficult, and they might have a little frown. I do that from time to time. I frown, or my face may, I might have an intense look if the groove is really aggressive, or if it's a really aggressive moment, my face might do that. So I'm not saying that, but what I am saying, there are times that we just look just straight up, just bored at what we're doing, that kind of thing. So pushing the light button gets yeah, man. Let's see here. We just look off. You have to be aware of that kind of stuff. So that sick bass lick was a blessing. The bass lick video Swerve. Thank you for that, Nathaniel Edwards. Okay, you talking, Joel? I would love to hear your freestyle on some reggae tunes someday. That might be a thought. I might do that. Yeah, I might do that at some point, and I think that will be really cool too. I definitely dig the reggae music, and I would love to try some of that stuff out. I'm saying try it out. I've played some of it, but just to kind of experiment over that, just for the fun of it. Other than gigs, I haven't really done that. But yep. So those are some things I just wanted to share with you guys. I'm not going to drag this video out, man. If y'all have any comments, any thoughts, anything like that, please be sure to let me know. But I just want to kind of get on here and share that with you guys. I know I gave you some stuff to work on. If you go back through this video, I gave y'all a challenge for the next little while, so you can be working on being more of yourself. One of the things, just as a reminder, that I said was go and start recording yourself. Start recording yourself playing, because that's definitely important to you as a musician and for your personal growth. Not just hearing yourself, but seeing the whole thing we're talking about, seeing what you're giving off. You know what I'm saying? And make sure, because you could be shy. That could be your natural thing. If that's what you're giving off and that's what you hope to give off, that's fine. I mean, My thing is just be aware of what you are giving off, and once you see it, make sure you're okay with that. Make sure you're okay with looking at you. If you're bored watching you play, when you watch your videos, then you got a problem, and you need to make some adjustments. All right, let's see some of the comments again here. All right, my favorite live video was when you were at New Birth on IG playing. Your expression on the bass was crazy. You were being you. Yeah, man. Thank you. Just in the moment, man. I can't really say much than that. That's just what happens in the moment. And I happen to just turn the camera on because for a long time I wouldn't even go live because I like to stay kind of focused on what I'm doing. And that was earlier years. I didn't want people to see, the real time expressions and all that kind of stuff because you want to feel like you have some type of control. But the more you become who you are and the more you fully embrace who that is completely, you start like, okay, whatever. If they see it, they see it. And you just be completely you. One of the people, two people that come to mind for me that are completely expressive when they play and they don't care who see it. Old school and new school, Anthony Jackson. When you watch Anthony Jackson play on those videos, you can tell he's completely engulfed in whatever it is he's playing, and you see it all over his face. And a person to me that carries that same thing now is Bubby Lewis, Robert Bubby Lewis. It's just they're fun to watch them play because it's like you almost wonder where this little world that they go to when they play, and it's like, man, that look like they having a whole bunch of fun wherever they are. It look like I want to get some season pass tickets to there because wherever that is, that's how I want to play it. And that's how it's like that's how they make you feel watching them play. Those are just two people that I've mentioned. There's tons of other people, but those are two people that I enjoy seeing their energy when they play because they look like it's just music is it's a complete extension of them. It's not like when I watch like Bubby, and Bubby's a friend of mine, but when I watch him play, you never get the feel that he's trying stuff or he's going for stuff or just I'm gonna see it. It's like he's playing stuff no more. It's no different to him than just trying out a trick for I'm having a bad reference for the point that I'm trying to make, but it's like it's natural, like a person trying to pronounce a word or a person speaking another language. There you go. A person who's learned another language and they start speaking fluently in that other language even though everybody else is speaking English. This person just start randomly speaking French, or they randomly start speaking Spanish or Latin or something, like that. It's like they go off into this other thing, but it's completely natural for them and they're not trying. It just happens. So that's one of the things that I kind of see if I explain that well. Let's see here. I missed some comments here. So, uh, okay, our chorus, our choirs and church members love my facial expression. They know I love playing my expression show. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Wise words, brother. Greeting from Spain. What's up, Spain? I see you in the house. MC Gilliard says, hi, Jermaine. This is Matthew from France. I'm a little late, but I'll rewind later. All good, man. Thank you for chiming in. And be sure, guys, to share this. There are people around the world who want to see this as well, so be sure to share this. I don't have access to the people you have access to, and so I appreciate it when you do share these videos, when you like, when you comment, so they share up in your feed. You can share it on your YouTube channel. You can share it on your Facebook or your Twitter or whatever you want to share it on. But please share this with your audience. Can you explain if there's a difference in your playing at church versus a gig where you can be yourself? James Martin, that's a good question. To me, I learned how to be myself in both areas, because I should be fully just as expressive at a church setting, depending on, and I know it has a lot to do with culture, and I'll be careful how I say this, because when you say church, you can't blanket statement that over every church and every organization, because depending on where you are, the atmosphere is different. the culture is different. So I'll be careful how I answer this question. For me, the environment that I've played in the most allowed me the opportunity to be myself. And I think most musicians that come up in the church experience that same thing. That environment for them, especially if you come up in churches that were more charismatic, that environment allows you to be more expressive, to be more of yourself, and in some instances, more than you could on other gigs. You know what I'm saying? So, with regard to where you are, I would say try to be yourself regardless of the place, because you are you. Regardless of where you are you. If that makes sense. It's not like of me at I don't know why this is freezing up here. I don't know if I'm getting noticed. Two different versions of me. I should be me everywhere. Yeah, there are certain sides of me that my family gets to see that everybody else doesn't get to see, but I shouldn't be a completely different person at home than I am somewhere else. Not completely different. Again, let me reiterate. There are certain sides of me that my family get to see that everybody else doesn't get to see. But at the same time, the core value of who I am, you're gonna get the same guy everywhere. Whether I'm on stage at a Jermaine Morgan band concert, whether I'm at a school speaking to little kids in kindergarten, elementary, or high school or college, wherever I'm at, it's gonna be the same guy. It's gonna get a different part of my personality because I have to adjust for wherever I'm. You know what I'm saying? I have to adjust. If I'm speaking to little kids, I can't talk to them the same way that I can when I'm talking to college students. So they see a different side of me, but it's the same core, the same person. They're going to get the same energy. They're going to get the same excitement. They might get different elements of it because I know with some kids, if I start playing, just like stuff I was playing earlier this morning, it's going to go over their heads. So I may have to kind of dial it back a little bit and play something that I know they understand. If I'm trying to connect with them, I have to keep it with regards to where I am and make sure that I'm doing what I can to connect, all the while being consistent with who I am, being consistent with what I show. So if I'm not moonwalking on stage at a gig, that's probably not what I'm not going to be doing that at church either, or at any other place either. I know that's an extreme example, but I'm saying wherever you are, there should be some consistency of who you are and what you show. Wherever you are, no matter what the environment is, there should be a consistency in who you are and what you show, because it's you. At the end of the day, the whole point of this is be yourself. And so if I'm giving any less than who I am, depending on the place that I'm in, I'm not being completely honest with who I am, to answer that question. All right, so another question said, if you look at Eddie Van Halen's playing, he's always smiling. Yeah. Yeah, he's smiling, and that might be some people's thing. They might smile all the time, but off stage, does he smile? That might be something he worked on. And as a professional, you'll notice that there are certain things we do when we know the camera is on, so to speak, quote unquote, just to be more aware of what we're giving off. Because we don't want to come, like you say, if you have a hard face like mine, or if you have one that just looks too relaxed, you have to make sure you're doing those things that give off what you want people to receive from you. And it all goes back to that. If you want people to think you're mean and you don't like folks, hey, by all means, keep doing what you're doing. But if you're not trying to give that off, you have to be aware of what you're giving off when you're interacting with people. So whole point of this video. So yeah, I'm about to jump off here, guys, but I do want to say I'm truly enjoying these live discussions. And as well, most of you know, well, some of you know, some of you might not know at all, but I've started coaching calls on my website as well, JermaineMorgan.net. If you haven't visited my website, and I've really been enjoying the calls, the few calls that I've done, and talking with people, getting to share with people one-on-one, and giving people some practical steps that they can take in moving forward, whether it's in music, and family and career is like it's been some really cool calls, and people have some really interesting things that I've been kind of talking with them and helping them to work through. So if you want to talk with me, and what it is just like this, but it's either Skype or FaceTime, and we talk face to face, and you can check out the coaching calls and just see the different packages and levels if you want to talk to me one-on-one, and see how I could possibly help you, or just to kind of, you know, whatever it is, whatever your needs are. You'll see more about it when you go to the website and understand a little bit more about what it is and why it is. But I invite you guys to be a part of that. If you're not a part of my monthly membership lessons, be sure and become part of the monthly membership lesson. If you're not subscribed to JermaineMorgan.net, it's easy to do. Basically, my mailing list. Once you go on the website, if you've never been before, once you go on the website, you should be prompted. It'll ask you to put in your email address, and you'll start getting the newsletters and that kind of stuff anytime I post stuff, and just staying up to date with what's going on. And you can kind of find out a little bit more about what the website has, or a little bit more about these videos when they come out and that kind of thing. So anyway, I appreciate you guys for being here. I think I seen another comment here. Let me check this comment out. Good morning, Tyrone. He said, I know I'm late, but I'm gonna go back and get the full lesson. I appreciate you. Absolutely, man. Bruce, thank you. And to anybody else, thank y'all for watching. I don't know why this buffering and stuff is going on. I'm getting a lot of notifications on my phone this morning. I don't know why. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway, thank you guys for being here. I got to jump off this morning. Got a lot to do today, and I appreciate you guys being here watching. Be sure to, and last but not least, look down below the screen and be sure to grab some merch. Show your support, if you will, for this channel. You can get the Jermaine Morgan TV shirts that are on there, and the different colors that are available. The Dreams Work. We say it with your strings. We have hoodies and t-shirts for that stuff. So if you don't have that stuff, go ahead and grab yours, cop yours for the winter gets here. Rock your stuff. Show your support for this channel. I really appreciate you guys being here, and much love to you guys. I will see you on next week. I am out of here. Peace to you all.